We have been talking about 2026 for a while now. We revealed the first 4 singles cases. We revealed the first case of 2-packs. I told you guys how Mattel will be celebrating the 20th anniversary of the first movie. We talked about what race and rescue stuff will be coming back. And I pretty much divulged every release that I know of for 2026 to you in some way, shape, or form, leaving very little surprises left in store. Now, I hope, and I know there will be some more things, maybe some haulers, maybe some expanded universe stuff that's not in the main line, but we do kind of know much of what we will be getting in 2026. But regardless of all of that, it is now presently 2026. So all that talk, that was all months ago in the 2025. But Happy New Year. Yeah, I mean, it is January 1st. Now, if you're watching this in the future, cool. Welcome on in. Hope you are doing well. But yeah, today we will be reviewing the 5th case of 2026 singles, which is, of course, Case E. And we actually just revealed Case E of 2-packs. That was the first case, though, of 2-packs for 2026. So don't get confused. The alphabets, they don't line up necessarily. They don't always match. Sometimes they do, but not always. Now, this case is scheduled to release on March 1st of 2026. We are falling behind schedule, despite a great off to the races start for this year and really coming off the heels of a great 2025 in which Mattel was ahead of schedule for every case they released. Not looking so good right now. KC has not hit the major regions of the world, and that was scheduled for today, January 1st. We're going to talk more about that later on in the video, but I do just kind of want to run through KC. If you intend to reshare these contents, please refer back to this video. I would really appreciate it. But we're going to start off here with 2 of Rust-eze Lightning McQueen. This is the version from the beginning of Cars 3. We got this version last year, and Mattel has basically told us, without telling us, that this is what they view as the major Cars 3 McQueen, because what is labeled as actually Cars 3 McQueen, you know, the one with the flames, they have not done in a while outside of that 5-pack exclusive to Walmart. So a little strange there, but whatever. We do have one flow in this case, just regular flow. Last year we got flow with Trey. This year we're just getting flow. We have 2 speedy comets in this case. The Blinker Cars 3 stock car. We have 1 Chris Roman, the next-gen combustor racer. So a couple cars that got debuted in Case A, the first case of the year. They are back. Here we have 1 of Marlon Clutch's McKay, the security guard from Cars 1 at the Motor Speedway of the South. This guy debuted in Case B and now is back. We have 1 of Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueen, one of the very few Cars on the Road releases in all of 2026. So despite this guy being released last year and a couple years before that, I actually don't mind seeing him because it does kind of speak to some more variety that, well, Cars on the Road is drying up, and Mattel is really kind of pushing it under the rug, shoving it into the closet. Cryptid Buster McQueen survives for now. We have 1 Mater with Balloon in this case, who debuted in the last case at a quantity of 2, so now we have 3 Mater with Balloons in just 2 cases back to back. Here is your first technical new inclusion, 1 Jackson Storm. I know, I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. But yeah, Jackson Storm had not been in any of the first 4 cases of 2026. And while the front of the package will not look different from last year or the year before, the back of the package should. We should see cars like maybe Richie Gunzik, Chris Roman, Speedy Comet that reflect 2026 releases. Then we have 1 Sarge in this case. Again, just regular Sarge. Last year we got the pit crew member Sarge. This is just regular Sarge. We have 2 of Cars 1 Lightning McQueen in this case. What would have been cool is if they put some special 20th anniversary logo on these classic releases like Sarge, Flo, Cars 1 Lightning McQueen. That would actually be really cool. Give people a reason to maybe buy an extra one to keep in the package, like something to hunt for. I don't know, just a thought. You do have one Barry DePedal, the RPM Next Gen in this case as well. You have one Sheriff. Again, this could have been an opportunity for some 20th anniversary hype. We have one Hydraulic Ramon. This is the red Ramon, not the purple one that's lifted up in the air. This is just the red one. Again, also a very nostalgic Cars 1 release, but not a part of that 2006 original Desert lineup. Then we have 3 race and rescue cars that are persisting. They won't last forever. So if you want some of these, I would pick it up sooner rather than later, because while, they might be peg warming, while you might be tired of them, if you think you might want one, you probably should grab it before they're gone, because just like the GRCs, who we thought the same about, they dried up pretty quick. So you have one of Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen. You have one of Race and Rescue Mater. And then who I believe is probably one of the rare, or what will end up being one of the rare Race and Rescue releases, is Luigi and Guido. Probably won't end up being the rarest. Certainly, if you just look at 2025, coming back in 2026 lessens it a bit, because then you have Sally, who's not coming back this year, and yet she was way more prevalent in 2025. So there will be an interesting dynamic in a couple years to see how everything shakes out. We'll probably look back and Morgan, who came back in 2026 as well, he might not end up being the rarest. It might be someone random like Cal Weathers or Jeff Gorvette. All right, getting on to the quote-unquote new releases of the case. We do have one of Jimmy Lugwrench. All right, so this is a Thomasville legend who used to race with Doc and them. This guy has been already released twice, though. First in 2021 as a single, pretty forlorn actually. That was a very hard to find release. And then in a 5-pack in 2024. Pretty good 5-pack. You also get Ducky Fauntleroy in that box. And so they brought back pretty much everybody except for like Dewey Conrad from 2021 from the Thomasville scene. So I don't know why they went with Jimmy here when they could have probably gone with Dewey Conrad, someone who had not gotten that second release. Jimmy has. So I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty cool one. I like Jimmy. Not quite accurate to the card art, though. The diecast doesn't really match the card art. But whatever. I think this is a pretty solid release. Same thing with this next one here. Ray Reverham at a quantity of 1, Jackson Storm's crew chief. Now, this is Ray's first time ever being released as a single. Pretty surprised to see him here. It seems kind of random. But I think this will be one of the more coveted releases of the year, just because, you don't really see him too much. He was first released in a 2-pack back in 2020, and that was it. So a one-off release. Laura Spinwell, the Jackson Storm Pity, who was originally in that 2-pack, got a 2-pack release the following year, but with Jackson Storm. So Ray Reverham here, returning for his first time in 6 years. I would like to say, that's a big deal, but if we were in the peak of cars, like 2016 or even like 2023, 2022, this would have been just all right, whatever. Yeah, I mean, he's back. Not that big of a surprise, but now just doesn't really seem like Mattel is too interested in doing releases past like 2022 or 2021. So, they dipped their hands in the cookie jar all the way to the midway point to 2020. They're not going down to the bottom. Those cookies are getting stale down there. And then what people have come to the video for, I know a lot of people are interested in this. There is one ambulance in this case. Now, who will that ambulance be? It does seem it is going to be regular Morgan Martins. Why? Mattel, what the hell are you doing? I could somewhat swallow the Race and Rescue Morgan Martins. You downscaled him. He used to be a nice, big, deluxe ambulance. Now he's small to fit in the single packaging. Completely inaccurate. Ain't no car fitting in the back of Morgan Martins besides like Guido or Luigi. So it makes no sense. Okay, fine. Race and Rescue, it's expanded universe. I can somewhat get behind that. Now you're bringing back the regular version. Not to mention, he was a Superchase. Superchases were never meant to be re-released. Mattel has started to really go back on a lot of the rules that they had given us. They started to re-release chases like Lee Race. All right, Miles Axelrod with open hood. Like, okay, not ideal, but it's a chase. Superchases surely are safe and locked in, right? Well, clearly not. Because if this ambulance does end up being regular Morgan Martins, even if it's rescaled, really shouldn't matter. This character should have never been re-released after 2017. But Mattel doesn't stop there, because now they're also giving us two of Flash. Flash Nilsson, the Swedish Cars 2 racer, the racer that replaces Jeff Gorvette during the Tokyo party scene of the Swedish version of Cars 2. Part of a localization effort to make the audience of each of those countries, whether it be Mexico, whether it be Germany, Spain, China, Russia, to feel connected more to the movie by seeing a racer that they might recognize from real life voicing a character of their own. Obviously, in the United States, that's Jeff Gorvette. Jeff Gorvette made it to some other countries' versions of the movie as well, but Flash replaces him for that one scene in Cars 2. Memo Rojas Jr., Mexico; Fernando Alonso, Spain; Max Schnell, Germany; Carlos Veloso, Brazil; Longa, China; Vili Petrov, Russia; Frosty, Australia. You guys get the idea. Flash was a Superchase in 2012. You thought surely never to be seen again, was pretty rare. I never found one, never even came close to finding one. And yet here we are staring down the barrel of a Flash re-release, something that really should never happen. I just have no words for this, guys. Like, why are we re-releasing Superchases? We don't need to do this. There are so many other cars, not only that you could re-release, but new cars that you could do. I can't wrap my head around it. It's lazy. It's contradictory to what Mattel has told us in the past. It is a laugh in the face to those who were collecting in 2012 and forked over money for these Superchases. I mean, again, 2017 even with Morgan Martins. It's pathetic. And it just goes to show, it kind of epitomizes the state of the Cars line right now. We're living in a world where we're not getting any new releases. The re-releases suck, and they also contradict the laws that Mattel created for its own diecast line. So what even is a Superchase? It's just a car now that was limited to 4,000 units that no longer is, because this won't be the last time this happens. And they're going pretty hard on it. 2 Flash and 1 Morgan Martins in the case. If you told someone in 2018 that 3 Superchase cars are going to be in a 2026 case, neither of them are new, it's like, what the heck is going on? I don't want to hang on this too much. You guys might be in love with this. Like, hey, I was not around in 2012. I now have an opportunity to collect Flash. I'm excited about that. That's awesome. You know, there might be a good reason why they're doing this, and it might be because of all the fakes that were created of the 2012 Superchases, Flash, Memo, Vidley, Longa, and Frosty, that just flooded Chinese eBay sellers and AliExpress and all that stuff, because those were some of the most faked, and probably are still to this day, some of the most faked cars ever. And so Mattel's like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just re-release it. I don't know. That might have actually played a part in their decision here. Because otherwise, I really don't get it. Help me understand, guys, in the comments below. And also, while you're there, let me know who you are most looking forward to from this case. I really am not looking forward to anybody. I mean, I guess Morgan Martin's rescaled. I guess I would review that. I would review the new variants here of Flash, but it's not like I am bending over backwards looking forward to these releases. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye now. Oh, wait. I promise we're going to talk about the distribution. So, yeah, Case C, Case D have not hit the United States or really any major regions like Australia or Canada yet. They might any day now, but it is a little alarming that at least Case C hasn't. They've both been found in Malaysia, I think, Hong Kong, but seem to kind of be contained to that area. I don't really understand what's going on. I heard through the grapevine that these cases are not being sold from Mattel. They're being sold directly from the factories, which I don't understand. Mattel owns the factories, right? Or they own the It doesn't make sense to me. But something is different with these cases than with cases A and B and probably E going forward. Something smells off. Something's a little different. So I wouldn't be surprised if these cases end up getting some weird treatment. We may be limited to the half cases at Walmart. Something's going on with these cases. I don't like it, but it should go back to normal with case E in theory. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if we get case E in like a month. And these two cases, something just derails them and they don't even really show up in most places. But we'll see. Bye now.